Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Slow English Channel, the place where learning English feels easy, friendly, and real. I'm Emily.
And I'm Paul. Hi, Emily, and hello to all our lovely listeners. It's so good to be here again.
It's great to see you, Paul. Can you believe it? It's already a new year.
Yes, Happy New Year, Emily. And of course, Happy New Year to everyone listening.
Happy New Year. I always love the beginning of a new year. It feels so fresh, like a blank page waiting for us to write something new.
That's true. A new start, a chance to reset. How are you feeling today?
I feel good, full of energy and ideas. I'm really motivated. What about you, Paul?
I'm happy too, but honestly, a little tired. The holidays were busy, too much food, too many late nights.
Oh, I know that feeling. Holidays are wonderful, but they can make you feel like you need another holiday just to rest.
Exactly. But now it's time to get back to normal life, right?
Right. And that's what we're talking about today, getting back into a daily routine for the new year.
Perfect. I really need this topic. My routine right now is, well, a little messy.
Don't worry, Paul. We'll fix that together. Today, we'll talk about how to build a simple routine morning, work, and evening, step by step.
That sounds great. I'm ready to learn and start fresh.
But before we start, can we ask a small favor from our listeners?
Of course, if you enjoy our podcast, please click the like button right now. It really helps us.
And don't forget to subscribe. That way, you won't miss any of our new episodes.
And maybe share this video with your friends too, especially if they want a better daily routine this year.
Yes, absolutely. All right, let's start with the first part of the day, the morning.
The morning, my biggest challenge.
Why is that, Paul?
Because my bed is warm and my room is cold. Every morning, I want just 5 more minutes of sleep.
I understand, but here's a secret. A good morning actually starts the night before.
The night before? What do you mean?
I mean, when you sleep well, you wake up well. But even more than that, the first thing you do in the morning really sets the mood for your day.
Okay, that makes sense. What's your first morning tip?
It's about your phone.
My phone? Uh-oh. I love my phone. It's my alarm clock.
Yes, but what do you do after your alarm rings?
I usually turn off the alarm and then check my messages. Then maybe a bit of news and then... Okay, fine, social media.
Paul, no. That's the biggest trap.
Really? Why? Everyone does that.
Yes, and that's exactly the problem. When you look at your phone right away, you start your day with other people's lives, not your own. You see news, messages, maybe something stressful, and your brain wakes up already tired.
That's true. Sometimes I see bad news or something negative, and I already feel heavy before breakfast.
Exactly. So here's the first tip. Don't look at your phone for the first 30 minutes after you wake up.
30 minutes? That feels like forever.
It feels long at first, but you can do it. Use that time to connect with yourself, not the internet.
Okay, but what do I do instead?
You can stretch a little, open your window, let the fresh air come in, look at the sky, take a slow breath.
That sounds peaceful. Like giving my brain time to wake up slowly.
Exactly. You don't need to rush. Those quiet minutes are a gift.
All right, no phone for 30 minutes. I'll try. What's the next morning tip?
The next one is very simple. Water.
Water. Like a shower?
A shower is great, but I mean drinking water.
Oh, I usually drink coffee first.
I love coffee too, but your body needs water before anything else. Think about it. You were sleeping for 7 or 8 hours. That's a long time with no water.
You're right. My body must be thirsty.
Yes, so the first drink of the day should be water. One big glass. Maybe warm water with lemon if you like. It helps your stomach and wakes up your body gently.
Warm water with lemon. That sounds fancy. But okay, I'll try it. Water first, coffee second.
Perfect. You'll notice the difference. After that, let's talk about breakfast.
I usually just eat a piece of toast or sometimes nothing.
Oh, Paul, breakfast is your fuel. You wouldn't drive your car with an empty tank, right?
Good point.
Your body works the same way. Try something that gives energy, like eggs, oatmeal, or fruit.
Oatmeal sounds nice, warm and simple.
Yes, and it keeps you full longer, so you don't get sleepy at 10 a.m.
That happens to me a lot. Now I understand why.
So, here's your new morning plan. No phone for 30 minutes, drink water, and eat a real breakfast.
Got it. My morning already sounds healthier.
It's not about being perfect, just more mindful. Small steps create big changes.
I like that. Okay, what's next after breakfast?
After breakfast, we move to the next part, how to plan your day without feeling stressed.
Oh no, planning. That's where I always get lost.
Don't worry, Paul. We'll make it easy.
Good. I need easy.
And we'll start right after this short break with how to organize your workday in a simple, calm way. All right, Paul, let's talk about the middle part of the day, work or study time.
Yes, that part can feel really heavy, especially in January. There's always so much to do.
I know, when we see a big list of tasks, it can feel overwhelming. But there's a simple way to make it lighter.
I'm listening carefully. What's the secret?
Use a small list, not a long one.
A small list?
Yes, every morning, write down only 3 important things you need to do.
Only 3? I usually have 10.
That's exactly the problem. 10 things make your brain panic, but 3 things feel possible.
That makes sense. 3 things I must do today.
Exactly. I call it the must-do list. It keeps you focused.
And what if all 3 are difficult?
Then start with the hardest one first.
The hardest one first? Oh no, I prefer to do the easy things first. They make me feel productive.
Everyone feels that way. But here's the truth. Your brain is strongest in the morning. That's when you have the most energy and focus.
That's true. In the afternoon, I'm slower like a tired turtle.
Then it's better to finish the hard work early. After that, the rest of your day feels lighter.
That actually sounds nice. When I finish something difficult, I feel proud.
Exactly. It gives you confidence and calm. That's why do the hardest thing first is a golden rule.
Okay, I'll try that tomorrow morning.
Good. And one more thing. Keep all your notes in one place.
Oh, I usually write on small papers and then lose them.
Yes, I know. One notebook is all you need. Or one app if you like digital notes, but keep it simple.
All right, one notebook. 3 important things, hardest one first. Got it.
Perfect. Now, let's talk about something very important. Movement.
Movement? Like exercise?
Not exactly. I mean simple movement during your work hours. We sit for too long and that makes our body tired.
That's true. My back hurts after sitting all day.
Yes, so here's a small but powerful habit. Every hour, stand up for 5 minutes.
5 minutes? That's easy.
Exactly. You can stretch, walk to the kitchen, or refill your water glass. It helps your blood move and gives your brain a little reset.
I can do that. It's simple, and I love reasons to get more water.
See? 2 habits in one. Move your body and drink water.
I'm becoming a healthy person already.
Yes, step by step. You'll notice your focus gets stronger when you move more.
I think so. Sometimes when I feel sleepy, I stand up for just a minute, and suddenly I feel awake again.
Exactly. Movement wakes up your body and your mind.
Okay, Emily, let's review. I write 3 important things, I do the hardest first, I keep them in one notebook, and I move every hour.
Perfect summary.
Wow, this sounds like a calm, productive day already.
Yes, because you're focusing on less, not more.
That's true. Sometimes less is better.
Exactly. Less stress, more focus. And when you finish your must-do list, you feel free.
That sounds amazing. But what about the evening, Emily?
Ah, the evening, the time to slow down. We'll talk about that next because how you end your day is just as important as how you start it.
I can't wait. Evenings are my favorite time, but I often make mistakes without realizing it.
Then stay with us. We'll share how to end the day peacefully and sleep better. Coming up next. All right, Paul, now let's talk about the evening, the time when the day begins to slow down.
Yes, my favorite time of day. But sometimes I still feel stressed at night. I think too much about work.
That happens to many people. We bring our stress home without meaning to.
Yes, that's me. I finish work, but my brain keeps working. I even check my emails at night.
Oh no, Paul. The evening is your time to rest, not your inbox's time to call you back.
True, but sometimes it's hard to stop.
I understand. So here's a simple trick. Create a clear line between work and home.
How do I do that?
Change your clothes when work is done. Put away your laptop. It sends a message to your brain. Work is finished.
That sounds nice. Like telling my body it's okay to relax now.
Exactly. When you wear comfortable clothes, your body feels safe, calm, and ready to rest.
I like that idea. Pajamas mean peace.
Yes, pajamas mean peace. And here's another small evening habit that changes everything. Gratitude.
Gratitude? You mean saying thank you?
Yes, being thankful. Before you sleep, think about one good thing that happened today. Just one.
Only one?
Yes. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe your coffee was delicious, or you saw a beautiful sunset, or you had a nice talk with a friend.
Or maybe I finished the hard task from my list.
Exactly. You can write it down or just think about it quietly.
And what does that do?
It helps your mind rest. Gratitude turns your focus away from problems and toward peace.
I like that. Sometimes I go to bed thinking about everything I didn't do.
Yes, and that steals your sleep. When you end the day with a thankful thought, you sleep deeper and wake up happier.
I really need that. My sleep isn't great lately.
Then let's fix it. Good sleep is one of the best gifts you can give yourself.
How can I make my sleep better?
Try going to bed at the same time every night.
Even on weekends?
Maybe not every weekend, but during the week, yes. Your body loves rhythm. It's like an internal clock.
So if I sleep at 11 p.m. every night, my body will get tired at 11 automatically.
Exactly. It learns your pattern. A bedtime routine makes falling asleep easier and faster.
That makes sense. Sometimes I stay up late scrolling my phone, and then I can't sleep at all.
Ah, yes, the phone again. That blue light keeps your brain awake. Try putting your phone away at least 30 minutes before bed.
So no phone in the morning and no phone before bed. You're really trying to take my phone away.
Just giving your brain some quiet time. You'll thank me later.
Okay. So my new night plan is change clothes, relax, think of one good thing, and sleep at the same time every night.
Perfect. You just built a calm, healthy evening routine.
Wow, it sounds so simple, but when I imagine it, water in the morning, focus at work, and gratitude at night, it feels like a better life.
That's exactly what routines do. They make life smoother and lighter.
I like that. You don't need a big change, just small habits that work together.
Right. Small steps every day make a big difference over time.
Okay, Emily, let me see if I remember everything so far.
Go ahead.
So, in the morning, no phone for 30 minutes, drink water, and eat a healthy breakfast.
Good.
During the day, write 3 important things, do the hardest one first, and move every hour.
Perfect, Paul.
And in the evening, change clothes, disconnect, think of one good thing, and sleep at the same time every night.
Excellent. You remembered everything.
Thank you, teacher.
I'm not your teacher, just your partner in good habits.
Fair enough. These small tips really make me feel more in control.
That's the power of routine. It gives your day structure and your mind peace.
Yes, I'm going to start tonight with the gratitude tip.
I love that. It's the perfect way to end the day. So, Paul, now that we've built our full daily routine, let's reflect for a moment. How do you feel about starting this new rhythm for the year?
Honestly, I feel ready. It's simple, it's clear, and it feels possible. I don't need a big plan, just small habits that make me feel better.
Exactly. You don't need to change your whole life in one day, just small, consistent steps.
That's a good reminder. Sometimes I think I have to do everything perfectly, and then I give up when I can't.
I understand. Many people feel that way. But progress isn't about being perfect, it's about moving forward, little by little.
So true. I think this year, I want to focus on being more consistent than perfect.
I love that mindset. Small routines build strong confidence.
Emily, can we quickly review the key ideas one more time, just for our listeners?
Of course, let's go step by step.
Okay, step 1, don't touch your phone for the first 30 minutes after waking up.
Yes, give your brain a calm start.
Step 2, drink a big glass of water before your coffee.
Exactly. Hydrate your body before you caffeinate your brain.
Step 3, eat a real breakfast, not just toast or nothing.
Right. Food is your fuel.
Then, during the day, write your 3 most important tasks, do the hardest one first, and move your body every hour.
Perfect summary.
And in the evening, change clothes to relax, disconnect from work, think of one good thing, and sleep at the same time every night.
You remembered everything, Paul. Gold star for you.
Thank you, Emily. I think I might actually become an organized person this year.
You already are. You're just giving your good habits a home.
That sounds nice. I like the idea that a routine is like a home, a place where your day feels safe and peaceful.
That's a beautiful way to say it. Your routine is not a prison, it's your foundation.
Yes, it helps you feel calm even when life gets busy.
Exactly. And the best part is, anyone can start. You don't need money or special tools, just time, patience, and a little kindness for yourself.
That's powerful. I think many listeners will feel encouraged by that.
I hope so. We all need gentle reminders that we can take control, one day at a time.
Right. New year, new rhythm, same you, just stronger, calmer, and happier.
Yes, I love that. New year, better you.
Emily, before we finish, can we ask our listeners a little question?
Sure, go ahead.
Everyone listening, what is one small change you want to make in your daily routine this year?
That's a great question. Maybe you want to wake up earlier, move more, or drink more water.
Or maybe start a gratitude habit, just one thing you're thankful for each night.
Whatever it is, tell us in the comments below. We love reading your answers.
Yes, your stories inspire us too. And who knows, maybe your idea will help someone else start their routine.
Exactly. Sharing helps everyone grow.
And if you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe.
Yes, click subscribe, like this video, and share it with your family and friends. Let's make this year a year of calm mornings and peaceful nights.
That sounds perfect. Thank you, Emily. This was such a lovely chat.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you to everyone listening today. We're so happy to spend time with you.
Take care, everyone. Remember, start small, stay kind to yourself, and keep going.
Have a wonderful day and good luck with your new routine.
See you next time, friends.
See you soon.